Hello everyone, welcome. For today's video, I'm going to be looking through my entire photocard collection and just kind of see where I'm at. This is kind of like a trend that's in the collecting community that people do towards like the end of the year / beginning of the year, and I'm just like a little bit late on it, but I really wanted to do it for this year because honestly I haven't done one of these videos since my first year of collecting, which was back in 2021. So my collection has grown quite a lot since then, obviously. But one of my big goals this year is to actually get like my collecting under control and to have everything organized into a binder and have everything separated out and sorted. And I feel like I constantly like keep saying this, but like this year is the year. And I've already made like the effort to buy new supplies and like new binders. And so I kind of want to showcase what my collection looks like right now. Also, as like a preface, my binders right now are like a hot mess. Like they're just so messy and like so all over the place. And I honestly still have so many cards that I need to store that are like from 2025. And I thought about like doing like a binder maintenance video before I did this one, but honestly, I decided to just like nix that idea and just kind of show what my collection looks like, with the goal that by the time the year ends, I can film another one of these and we can see how much I have improved and how much my collection has grown and become better over the year. So my collection, I'm not really proud of like the state of it, and it's missing a lot of things and it's unorganized and all over, but that's just kind of like the reality of my collection right now, and I don't want to like fake it for a showing my entire photocard collection video. So we're just gonna roll with it. I'm probably gonna talk a little bit about here and there about like things that are missing or like what needs to go and where and like what the plans are for certain collections. And yeah, I just thought it would be fun to, like I said, have like a benchmark video for this at the beginning of the year, and then come December we will do another one and I will show what the collection looks like. And I have really high hopes that this will just kind of help get me a better sense of also things that I need to do and what I want my collection to actually look like and kind of live in from here on out. So with that being said, I'm going to grab my first couple of binders and we will go ahead and get started. Okay, we'll start with my smallest collection, and funny enough, my smallest collection is probably in my largest binders that I have. This is the ULTBIAS, previously known as Prism Platinum, like tarot collection dual binders, and these things are so cumbersome and heavy, I like barely bring them out. But yeah, my oneus collection are in these binders. I don't think that this binder is available anymore, or it's like currently out of stock and they're eventually going to like restock it. But anything for my supplies that I can link, I will have it down in the description in case you are curious. And as we go throughout the video, I'll also point out like where binders and things are from. But yeah, like I said, this is the ULTBIAS Tarot Collection Dual Binder set. I think I was able to sort out the glare, so hopefully it won't reflect on the pages. But this is my entire oneus collection right now. I would say out of all of my collections, my oneus collection is my most casual collection, / like one that isn't like a super big priority for me in terms of collecting, but I do love it nonetheless. I love oneus so much. They are recently going to be going through a big transition. They just finished their contract with their company RBW and they're moving to a new company. So they'll be continuing as a group of 5, which is so exciting. So this collection will continue to grow. I just honestly don't put as much time or effort into this as my other collections, but hopefully I will work on it a little bit this year. I do want to catch up with the couple of albums that I like haven't purchased from them and get those going. But kind of how my oneus collection is right now is I have a small collection of Ito photo cards from their early albums, and then I have some that have Ito and Hwanwoong because those two are my biases in oneus. And then post the early albums and we get into La Dolce Vita forward, it's OT5 / like OT4 because Soho right now is in the military. So yeah, I don't have a ton for their early stuff, and I probably, if I do back collect any more than this, it will probably just be Ito and Hwanung, because like I said, those are my biases, and they seem manageable to go back and back collect if I choose to do so, but for right now, this is kind of what it's set up for and what works for me. So yeah, so here's my first like Ito full page. It's cards from like Trickster and Malice, and then this is Pygmalion on this side. And then like I said, we start into the OT5 collection. The Dolce Vita isn't finished as we can see, so I'm missing a couple of cards. Well, probably more than a couple of cards, but I'm missing cards from all of this. Like no set of oneus is really complete unless I got it in an OT5 set. But yeah, but these are just like album cards and pre-order benefits. Like this is where the pre-order benefits start. I don't know how much I should or shouldn't talk about my collection as we flip through it. Like I don't want this to be too long of a video, but I do want to showcase like what my collection kind of looks like and where it is right now. So I don't know if I'm like going too fast or if I should talk about each page. But I mean, you can kind of see where the holes are. This maybe like isn't the best binder for oneus because they are 5-member and I have so much space on each of the pages, but I don't anticipate this collection growing a lot / like really fast. And so I do kind of like that I have it in this binder so it's kind of contained, but it is maybe a little bit silly to have a 5-member group in a like 9-pocket to big binder. But anyway, it works for now. I could always go back and change it. I love these like My Neighbor Totoro cards. They're so cute. And then I have a couple more pop sets. Okay, now we get into the next album. This is Dear M. So I'm also missing some cards from this one. I love this page though because we put in some colored sleeves for the little bubble ones. I can't believe how much I actually am missing. Like, I knew I was missing cards, but I, like, don't ever flip through this binder, and I should to put together a wish list for sure. And then pop sets for Dear M. And then this is when we get into, so that's my entire album collection. So obviously, like I said, I don't have a ton going on for oneus. I would love to expand this a little bit more this year. I don't know how much it'll grow, but I would love maybe to, like, fill in the spaces that I'm missing. I need to like put together an actual template, I think, to get started on that. But yeah, but that's my entire oneus album collection so far. And then everything else is merch, tour, or season's greetings cards. These first two sets right here, they were the La Dolce Vita Second World Tour trading cards, or like random PC cards. So I was able to get both sets. I actually went to this concert, this tour, and I picked these up in person. So I was super happy to have these because it was like my first oneus tour, my first time seeing them in person. So yeah, I got both of those sets. This set is more tour merch. I kind of can't remember what this was for. I think this was more random trading card stuff or like merch cards. But yeah, but we have them here in like the university look, and then with their little mascots, which is so cute, their little plushies. And then moving on, this is Season's Greetings. So this was 2024 Season's Greetings. So these are like the full cards that came with the set, so that's why I have a full set of these. More 2024 Season's Greetings. This was 2025 Season's Greetings. And then I didn't end up getting this year's 2026 Season's Greetings because we did lose Soho to the military. And so I just felt sad that he wasn't included in the Season's Greetings. And also I just don't need 3 full sets of Season's Greetings. I did get Stray Kids and ZB1s, who are my old groups. So I was content with that. But yeah, I didn't feel like I needed a 3rd Season's Greetings set this year. So I didn't get theirs for 2026. But I'm sure if I really want the cards, I could go and find them like on Mercari Japan or something. But yeah, and these are just like random pre-order benefits, random like merch cards, just like miscellaneous things essentially. Like I think this is a Kiani Malice photocard. Random cards here. So yeah, that was my whole oneus PC collection. I do have the other side of the binder, which I will grab really quick. Alright, so this is the second binder in the set, and honestly there isn't a whole lot going on in this one. This is basically just the large inclusions collection, and I separated it because, I don't know why. I don't really remember why I separated them, probably just to try and use like this other binder that comes in the duo set, but honestly there's not a lot going on in here, and obviously I like should go in and like tape down these Polaroids so it's not super crazy in here. But yeah, but these are my larger inclusion stuff for oneus. Move this over so you can see on this side too. I'm not honestly too worried about like larger inclusions for oneus. Like if I do expand my oneus collection, I want it to be primarily photocards, not like larger inclusions. But this is just what I have from like the albums that I've purchased / like friends have given and like gifted to me. So like a lot of postcard sets and things from albums. So like this, so like obviously this is from like La Dolce Vita. This is Malice postcards for Ito and Hwanwoong. And then we have some Dear M postcards. And then these were the larger inclusions for Season's Greeting. So like a sticker sheet, calendar, and then more stickers for 2025. So yeah, and then the rest of this is just my extra binder pages in here. But that is my entire oneus collection. Like I said, the smallest collection that I have for a group, but special to me nonetheless. So let's move on to our next group. Alright, so the next binder collection that I have is my zerobaseone collection. Everyone, let's just take one big deep breath and sigh. I don't want to get into the status of ZB1 right this second. I have a lot of thoughts and things that I want to talk about in my next video, which will probably be storing photo cards, in which I'm going to be expanding on these binders and putting in a lot of things for ZB1. And during then, I think it would be the perfect time to like talk about what's happening with ZB1, my thoughts on it, what I think will become of my collection post-March. But for right now, I'm not going to think about it. I'm trying to be in denial. But yeah, I do ult zerobaseone, which is pretty hard on me. But let's just focus on the positive. We'll focus on the positive, which is my collection. So this is my collection so far. I do have 3 binders of it. Like I said, it will expand into at least one more binder this year, I know, because I've already purchased it. We'll go ahead and get started with the smallest. We'll go from smallest to largest. So we'll start with our tiny little collect book down here. So this is just a collect book that I got off of Amazon. I will probably link it because I probably could still find it. But this is basically just my miscellaneous binder for ZB1. I primarily collect 3 members for album stuff, which is Hanbin, Jung, and Matthew. But I am partial to OT9, and there are just some cards I can't bear to trade away or get rid of, so they end up in this binder, which is just my miscellaneous ZB1 binder, and it's small enough that it fits. And yeah, so this is a little keyring that came from, I don't know, one of the like Korean concerts that they had. This was supposed to be Jung's because I ordered his, but I actually ended up getting Hal's. So this is Hal's little keychain, but I thought it was perfect. It fits so well in the binder, I just decided to keep it. So yeah, a lot of these cards in here are going to be pretty random, and I'm not sure if I totally remember where everything is from. So I'll just kind of flip through it and we can see. It's a mix of album and merch and pre-order benefits and everything else kind of cards. So a whole mix, some Japanese cards and stuff. So yeah, these are cards I loved, but they didn't fit into my main big binder collection, but I wanted to hold on to it. Like, I love this like American flag Eugen sweater and Gunnock with this pencil. So cute. Flipping through this makes me a little sad. Oh, I can't think about it. I can't think about it right now. Couple of unit cards I also like probably could have put in my larger binder, but I don't know, just made more sense to have them in here. And then these are Daikon photo cards. I think I have most of Jiwoong's other cards in his binder, but these are extras that didn't fit in the A5, so we just put them here. And end with a cute little Hanbin Zeroni card. So yeah, that is my tiny little collect book for ZB1. Alright, next up is my special Jiwoong collection. So Jiwoong and Bangchan of Stray Kids are my ULTBIASes, and so each of them have these special binders, special collections for them, and this is where I kind of just collect beyond the group for them. This is where I put in like their special broadcast cards or pre-order benefits that I collect just for them, or special merch cards or whatever. But yeah, these binders are just basically meant to house the collection I have just for those two that are outside of the group collections. And I have Jiwoong right now in this like acrylic clear binder that is from MeowCafeShop. I actually just ordered one for Chan because Chan isn't another A5 binder, but he's greatly outgrown that. He's been outgrown of that binder for like a couple of years at this point, and I just haven't made the effort. But soon he will have a matching binder with Jiwoong that looks just like this, so my ULTBIASes will have matching clear acrylic A5s where their special collections live. So we go ahead and get started. This binder is kind of messy and kind of all over because I have taken cards out that are just misplaced around my house right now in like various photo card holders and piles, and so I definitely know that I have cards in here that are missing from the lineup that I just need to find and put it in, and I'm going to do that the next time we store photo cards so I can kind of see what it is I'm missing. So yeah, this is where we start to get into the messiness of my binders, where things are missing where they shouldn't be. Alright, so this first section here in the binder, these are all signed prints, and this is Jiwoong's life prior to ZB1 and Boys Planet. These were all prints that he handed out to fans at like one-on-one fan meets from prior stints with his previous groups he was in, and I just love them so much, so I have collected a handful of some of them. So yeah, they're all signed by him. They all were initially like addressed to someone, but I very carefully like erased the name but kept the signature and any of the messages that he had written for it. So I have all of these signed prints and I love them so much. This one is my favorite, so that's why it's up here at the front. But yeah, I did put them on these special scrapbook pages behind them, so they like filled out the page and like, you know, aesthetically fit very nicely. So yeah, all these signed prints. I kind of can't believe how many I have. I kind of want to get a couple of more because there has been like a couple that I know exist and that are out there that I would love to have in my collection. It's just a matter of finding the funds, right, to get them. So, okay, now we're getting into actual Zero Base 1 stuff. So this first part is all of the broadcast cards that I have right now. So I have Boys Planet 1, and then there is from In Bloom all the way up until Cinema Paradise. I need to go back and collect like some from the other eras that we've had. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but yeah. So these are all broadcast cards. I wanted to collect at least 1 week of broadcast cards per comeback. A couple of these have more than one because I just love them so much. For example, I have either all of the melting points or almost all of the melting points, so all 3 of these. And technically this one are Melting Point. Melting Point actually released on my birthday, and it's my favorite album from ZB1, so I really went ham with the broadcast photo cards for that one just because it felt so special and just because I love it so much. But yeah, anyway, so here are my Jiwoong broadcast cards. I do have a Matthew broadcast card from Sweat. Matthew is my main bias wrecker from ZB1, and I love these two as a duo, as a pair. They're my favorite pair in ZB1, and I just love that these two, like, when you put them together, they they interacted. So I do have this Matthew broadcast card. I wouldn't normally collect another member's broadcast card, but, you know, it just worked out like that. So those are all my broadcasts, and then from this point on, it's merch and pre-order benefits and other like random cards. So these are like the D-Icon photos that I was talking about. These are collab PCs, so like this is Royal Crown, this is School Looks, and Medipeel. And then these were pre-order benefits for albums, so like Youth in the Shade is all on this page. These are Melting Point. As you can see, here's like a card that I'm missing that I had something here at one point and it's just been taken out and put somewhere else. So I need to find it and put it back in here. But yeah, Melting Point. This is more Melting Point. These 2 cards are missing. I don't know what was in here initially, but I need to find them and put them back in. More Melting Point. I believe, like I said, I really love Melting Point. How much Melting Point do we have? Okay. So I went and did a lot of damage for Melting Point. I do want to kind of go back, and I'm missing quite a lot of pre-order benefits for Jiwoong. And initially I thought that I would collect broadcast. Oh my gosh, I keep saying broadcast. I initially thought when I started my ZB1 collection that I was going to collect my bias line for pre-order benefits, and so that's why I don't have all of the Jiwoongs here, because I thought that the ones I really liked of my trio bias line, I would just collect those. I kind of haven't really done that, as you'll see like when we move to the bigger binder, and I'm not sure that I actually want to go back and do that now. I think I kind of just want to focus on maybe like 1 full page of my bias line for pops per era, and then the rest just collect Jiwoong individually. Hopefully that made sense, but I do want to go back and collect most of Jiwoong's pre-order benefits and other cards that like I don't have. So this was kind of my starting point with the special Jiwoong collection, because like I said, I thought I was going to collect way more pops for my entire bias line, and then I just didn't. But this is what I have so far, but I do plan to go back and heavily collect things. Especially with the announcement. I don't really know what's coming up or what we have involved, but I do know I want to keep supporting Jiwoong and his endeavors, as well as the rest of the group, and what that looks like in terms of collecting. I don't know yet, but I do know I want to collect, at least for zerobaseone time period, all of, or most of Jiwoong's stuff. And then we have one Lonely Little Cinema Paradise card. I think I have more, but like I said, it's just kind of scattered throughout my house right now. But yeah, this is the start of my Jiwoong special collection. So I am happy with what I have. I'm especially happy with all the broadcast stuff and then all of the signed prints, but I definitely know that I would love to expand this collection this year and get a little bit more organized and extensive. So, but that's what we've got going on right now, and I absolutely love this binder so much. Okay, now I grab my big main zerobaseone binder. Alright, so this is a MeowCafe A4 Plus binder in the icy blue. And like I said, this is where I house my main zerobaseone collection. And this is actually going to be split. Sorry. This is actually going to be split here the next time that we store photo cards, because right now in this binder I have all album stuff, And then back here, I have like OT9 stuff for like merch and season's greetings and like whatever else. And I actually bought another binder that I'm going to use to split it. So this binder will only have album things, and then the other one will have OT9 things. And I think this binder is going to be big enough to house like ZB1's entire current OT9 run. So, and I did want to do that because I do want to put larger inclusions in here as well. So this binder is going to go through a big makeover here this year. So good to document it and just see in a year's time how much progress I've made. But yeah, so like I mentioned, I do collect my bias line for album PCs. So like I said, it's Hanbin, Jung, and Matthew. Here is what I have for Youth in the Shade. Also, I think I called when we were looking at Jung's binder, I think I called the first album In Bloom. I don't know why my brain, it literally always just thinks that In Bloom is the name of the first album when it's called Youth in the Shade. I don't know why that's never stuck with me. But anyway, so here are the album cards for Youth in the Shade, not In Bloom. I am missing some cards from here. I think the only era that I'm pretty much close to having completed is Melting Point, but I do have holes missing through pretty much all of the eras here. So I do need to do some back collecting. So I'm missing a couple of Matthew cards here, and more Matthew and Hanbin for album cards. These were pre-order benefits. This is where I got started thinking about, you know, doing my favorite pre-order benefits for my bias line. As you can see, I started with Matthew and Jung, and I was going to add Hanbin, but again, I don't think I want to do that anymore, or maybe I'll just get him for these sets, and like I said, I will just have one bias line pre-order benefit page per album going forward. We'll just kind of have to see how things roll this year and what cards I can and can't find and how realistic that is. But yeah, this is what we have, at least for Youth in the Shade. I was gonna tell you the names of them, but it doesn't say on the back, so I have no idea. I think this is like Apple Music, Soundwave, I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. Unless it's said on the back here, I have no idea. If you're really curious about a specific card or like page, if you want to like put it in a timestamp in a comment, I could always go back and like reply and figure it out for you. But yeah, pre-order benefits, I don't know. Okay, now we move into Melting Point. I'm missing cards here for this section, and obviously I have a Jiwoong missing somewhere in my house right now for this. This page is done though, so that's nice. I'm also only missing Hanbin for this. So like I said, Melting Point is my closest, or is it Cinema Paradise that I have completed? I don't know. ZB1 has some holes. I'll have some things to go back and collect for them post-March, which is nice. This is a OT9 pre-order benefit set. This is from MakeStar. Thankfully, MakeStar puts their title on the back. But I love this set. I love that it had their like name aprons, name bibs, name jerseys. I don't know. I just loved this set so much, so I had completed an OT9 set for this. This is another MakeStar set. It's like a little bunny one. I do want to go back and collect a full OT9 for this. As you can see, I have these three because I'm pretty sure these are like who I pulled from ordering from MakeStar, but I do want to get like all the rest of the members for this set because I love them so much. It's so cute. And I also don't know if you can tell, but I have like little hollow bunny sleeves on these, and that's from Kpop Stationery. Some of my cards I do have like double sleeved with special hollow cards like here, and those are all from Kpop Stationery. So yeah, cute little bunny sleeves for the bunny photo cards. Now we get into the first Japanese album, Yada Yada. I just kind of kept things chronologically instead of like separating out Korean releases and Japanese releases. I kind of just put it in chronologically. So yeah, so we have their first Japanese album in here. They actually have a second one that they've put out that I don't think I've collected anything for. So definitely need to go back and do that at some point. These are what I have for the first album. I did decide to collect bias line for these. I don't know if when I go back and collect the second album, I think it's called Present. I don't know if I will do this. Maybe I'll just collect June for this. It kind of just depends on how much those cards go for these days, / like if they're easily findable. But yeah, that's what I've got so far. This is a full OT9 set from Tower Records. I ordered my albums from Tower Records and I ended up with a full OT9 set, so kept it, put it in here. It's super cute. I also decided to collect all of the units. Yes, I am missing the Halbin unit. It was hard to find for not $1 million when it first came out, and it will probably be $1 million now, given the separation. So I really should get on trying to find this card, because it is the last that I need, but I just am not willing to pay egregious amounts for it, even though it is Halbin. I want to buy that card at a reasonable price, so maybe I can find it at some point for not $1 million. We'll see. But yeah, I'm really close to finishing this unit page for it. I'm almost there. Of course, it just has to be the most expensive couple, right, that I'm missing. Now we are into You Had Me at Hello. So, missing a couple of cards here still. This page is fully done. I think this was the Polka set. At least these ones were. I think this was still album cards, but I know these were like from the Polka albums. So I have all of those. These were more from the Polka albums. There are a couple more inclusions and like photo cards from this that I have for all the members. I just need to set it up when we go back and set up all of like large inclusion stuff, but this is what this page looks like so far. Now we're into Cinema Paradise. Missing a Jiwoon card here in the middle somewhere. It was from this. I remember I took this out because I took this with me when I went to see the zerobaseone. My neighbors and their dog are home. I might have to pause for a moment. Hold on. As I was saying, hopefully they won't be too loud and they'll be settled, because it is getting kind of late at night. But, and what was I saying? Oh, I was saying this Jiwoong is from the cinema, and I took him with me when I watched the zerobaseone movie in the cinemas, and I didn't put him back. And how many months has that been? It's too long. Anyway, same with this. There should be a Jiwoong card in here. Also, he is somewhere in my house. I do have these units though all done. I didn't have any troubles with these ones, so that was really great. I do have an OT9 for these. These were from the Polkas. I loved this set so much. I'm a sucker for like cute outdoor photo card concepts, and I ordered a bunch of Polka albums, I think. So I just collected an OT9 set for these. Or maybe these were from the Digipacks. Oh my gosh, it's been too long. Anyway, one of the album versions I collected a couple of sets of OT9 for. So that's what these were. And then we get into Blue Paradise, and this is actually the last album that I have in this binder. I have Never Say Never in my house. I never unboxed it. They came out and came to me at a bad time, and I've just kind of hoarded them. So I need to open those albums so I can figure out who I have and put it in this binder. And then also I have Reflow, the last OT9 zerobaseone album, on the way to me. And as soon as that comes to me, I will open that and unbox that, and that'll also go in here. But yeah, right now, this is the last album section I have in this binder, and this era needs a lot of work. I don't even know what I'm doing with this page, what is happening on this page. I just have a one lone Matthew keycap card. I don't know. I don't have any of these concepts, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I do. I have cards I need to store for this that I haven't. I did collect another OT9 set. This must be for the digipacks, because I do remember I bought a full OT9 set for the digipacks, so these cards must be from the digipacks, but I loved the thermometer cards, so collected a full set of these. I know I do have all of these cards, I just need to put them in the binder here, so those will be in here eventually. I have a concept set. These are pre-order benefits. This is from Apple Music. Oh, we have a couple. Apple Music with Mew. More Apple Music. We have another cutesy bunny set with more holographic bunny sleeves. But yeah, I do have an OT9 set for this. And Apple Music. I love the little bow. The little bows here. And then another Apple Music set. I obviously need to find 3 members here to complete this set, but I loved the band-aids, which is I think why I started to collect these. So just missing a couple here. And then I have a smattering of these Soundwave cards. I think I really wanted to collect my bias line, because if I had them like on one row just by themselves, I loved how like it looked like they were like looking in on Jiwoong. Like both Hanbin and Matthew had like the side walls, and then Jiwoong had the little doctor's like sheet curtain. But then I also somehow ended up with Gyuvin and Ricky. I don't know why. At this point I feel like I should just collect an OT9 for this set, but yeah, I don't know what's happening here. I like the randomness that we have going on. So that is all my ZB1 album collection so far. Like I said, obviously you can see I'm missing a lot of holes. I'm missing like entire eras that I need to put in here / like back collect. But I am happy with where my collection is so far, especially in putting like a little bit of a pause on collecting for it this past year. But hoping to expand it and see what the future is gonna be like. Like I said, we'll talk about it a little bit more when I get to doing unboxings and the next storing photocard video, where I want to talk a little bit more in depth about things as I like put away cards. Anyway, for the last of this binder, like I said, this is for OT9 full sets for merch, for season's greetings, for collabs, for whatever. So this is the OT9 set that came when you bought the light stick, I think in like one of the first rounds when it came out. And then this is the first Zeros fan club membership kit in photocards. I actually wasn't a part of the first membership fan club because I was in denial about wanting to stan ZB1, even though I was in love with Jiwoong. I've talked about this before. I really tried to avoid it because I didn't want to be involved with a temporary group. And then I was at KCON like when they were there for the very first time and like basically debuting, and I couldn't deny myself any longer. And by that point, the first like global / like membership period had ended, so I actually found these from Mercari Japan, but I have been a part of the second and now third fan club membership. I haven't put my third fan club in here, but that's something that we need to put in here when I store things. But yeah, so this is fan club, first fan club. This is second fan club stuff. More second fan club. This is Season's Greetings, so I think this is the set that came with the Season's Greetings. Also, I'm so sorry if you can hear like the grinding of the dogs playing with the toys upstairs. I'm gonna take a little bit of a break after this because we're gonna jump into Stray Kids, which is a whole beast of itself, and I don't want to be dealing with the dogs being so loud above me, but I'm just trying to deal with it. So if you hear like some grinding noise in the background, I can't do anything about it. It's equally annoying me as well. But anyway, so this is Season's Greetings. I think 2024. Yeah, 2024 Season's Greetings. These are the cards that came in the kit. And then I have a couple of pre-order cards. I think this was from Aladdin? I don't remember. But I'm missing Hao and Ricky for these, so I definitely need to grab them so this set is done. But I loved the star wands. I thought it was so cute. I also have this set as well. I don't remember where this came from. I do have Jiwoong's, but I recently took it out because I took him with me when I went home for Christmas and I just haven't put him back in. But I loved this reindeer set. Also, Ricky never ever change. I love that he's never like using the props the way that they should be. Like he's always holding it, or like it's off to the side, or it's just never ever what everyone else is doing. And I think I'm so endeared by Ricky when he does this, and it's like every single time. Like it's just so funny to me that he never has the prop the way that everyone else does. Anyway, yeah, so I also have this pre-order benefit set. This is for 2025 season's greetings, which is from our season. It was the cute bakery set. So have these cards. I think this was also, I know these came with the kit. I think these ones also came with it. And then these were pre-order cards. I don't remember where this is from. But yeah, I have these as well. I need to put the 2026 season's greetings in here because I do have that. Also the concept of having a 2026 zero-base-one season's greetings. Pain. Like, and I don't know what's going on with this page, but but yeah, so that is what my zero-base-one collection looks like right now. Like I said, it definitely is going to change a lot because I already know I have a lot that I want to add to this binder. Also, obviously I need to go back and do some back collecting / catching up, but yeah, that is this collection. And then we will move on to the main star of the show, my main my main collection and my biggest collection, which is my Stray Kids OT8 photocard collection. Okay, it's been no time for you, but it's been some time for me, and the house is now quiet again, so I feel like I can continue and we can get now into my Stray Kids collection. And honestly, that break was really great because I was just kind of assessing how many binders I actually have, and like, good lord, I have so many Stray Kids binders, which is obvious, like, but I, over the last year, did separate them into a lot more binders because I was grateful enough to have some partnerships with a couple of companies and brands, so they sent me binders that I used in videos, and so I split up things that I normally wouldn't have, so that's added to the number of Stray Kids binders I have. But also just the sheer amount of things I have bought over the last 5-6 years of being a stay is just kind of incredible. And the last time I did a like full collection video, I think it was in 2021, and that was like my first full year of collecting, and so I had very little, right? And I kind of haven't done one of these videos since, and so kind of looking to see what it is that we have to go through now, I'm like, what? I'm kind of in shock. Like, I know because I look at these stuff, like these binders and these things every day, but like, wow, we have so much to go through. I don't want to spend a ton of time, but I want to talk about my collection too, like, as much as I can. And even while all saying this, like, sitting next to me, I just see this, which is just an entire stack of Stray Kids photo cards that need to go into these binders that we're gonna look at. Like, this is all of Karma, this is Do It, this is merch cards. Like, oh my gosh, do you ever like get a realization that you are a problem in the middle of doing something? Okay, let's get started. Let's just jump into it. We're gonna start from biggest to largest, I guess, again, but I really only have these for small binders. For Stray Kids, I have these 3 A5 binders. This is my Chan binder that I was talking about during the Jiwoong section. So eventually this will be moved into that bigger A5 acrylic binder. I have ordered it from Meow Cafe. It's on the way. And as you can see, like I said, it's stuffed. It's been stuffed for a really long time. And I also just have stacks of Chan cards that aren't in here and haven't been in here at all since I've gotten them. So we have a lot of work to do, especially on my Chan collection, but yeah, we have a lot to go through. Maybe we will just start with the Chan binder since it's here and it's the most exciting, I think, of the 3 smaller binders. So let's start with this first. Here is this A5 binder. It is kind of a dupe for the Beyond D binder, which when I first started collecting, Beyond D was like the A5 binder and what a lot of people use. Now we have really great brands who have actually made cute and functional and aesthetic, you know, A5 binders and A4 binders that are much more geared towards the photocard collecting community. But back when I first started, this was your A5 binder. This was your choice. But this is actually a knockoff. So this is from a brand called oneus. But essentially it's the same thing, you know, just like a plastic A5 binder, but I have had this thing forever. Like I said, this is my first like pride and joy from photocard collecting. It has my bangchan photocard collection in it. He has outgrown this. I have so much more for this that just hasn't been in here for years, but we will look through it. It'll be so good when I can finally put this into its bigger binder this year. I probably will fill that up very quickly. I might need another one by the end of the year. I don't know, but we'll go ahead and look through this at least for now. I have this cover, which also has been recreated and I've seen so many times from other people throughout the years, and I love every time I kind of organically come across someone who's made a cover that's been inspired by this. I've seen it. I appreciate it. It's so fun. Yeah, let's get started. So, like I said, this is my Chan special collection, so it has a lot of rare things in here as well as a lot of high-end things. Like I have a lot of broadcast stuff in here, signed things, rare photo cards, pops. It's kind of a hodgepodge. But this first section is broadcast or like fan meeting prints, and they are, I think, for the most part chronological. So I have a whole smattering of all of these, and also to be honest, I'm really glad I have these that I do, because I think if I got into collecting nowadays, I would have no interest in finding any of these now. Whereas back when I first started collecting, this was like my main drive for collecting was finding all these like rare broadcast things and all these prints, and like it just felt so much more exciting, I don't know, and like a little bit more accessible. Like Stray Kids have now been around for so long that I feel like getting into them now and starting to collect for them, I can see how that could be so overwhelming. Not impossible, right, but totally overwhelming. Whereas when I jumped into the game, they were still within their first couple of years, and so finding these things was still attainable. Although some of them I did probably overpay, it was like manageable, which is why I think I have so much now. It's because I really was motivated to like collect all of these and have them, and I'm so glad that I did. I'm so glad that my younger self from 4 or 5 years ago sought out these and got them, because I love them. They're my pride and joy. Like, look at this Chan here. But yeah, I definitely don't know that if I got into collecting now, I would make the effort to go back and find a lot of these. And also, they don't do these anymore. Like, rare things are now much more photocard stuff rather than prints. So yeah, this is also like a time capsule, I feel like, of like showing what they used to do with all these prints and things. And just, there's so many of these that I love. And like looking through these, I'm just, wow, I don't know. Okay. These, oh my god, it's also been so long, I don't really know. I don't remember what a lot of these are. I know that this was a collaboration. This is an MYCT was like a phone brand company. They did a collaboration. There was only a couple of these cards. Each of the members had them. They had like their own phone case. This, I don't even remember. I can't remember if it was like a broadcast PC or something. It's definitely from Yellowwood because it says Yellowwood, but these are like fan meeting PCs during Levanter. This is my bias line, which is Aussie line, and then also Sungmin. I'm so happy to have these specific PCs in general. Like, I love them so much. Like, it's so perfect to have these three together. More Chan prints and things. This is a high stay, which is a Japan thing. This was just like a print from like a Japan release. And then there are a couple of pre-order stuff. So like this was a pre-order from Aladdin? Or I don't know. I know this was a pre-order print. We get into, these are POBs or fan sign cards from Go Live. And then we have Angry Bird Chan. I love this era of Chan so much. I know that sometimes, well, I mean, I don't know about anymore, but definitely like there was either you like red hair Chan or you don't like red hair Chan. I was always a big fan. I love this page so much. It's so fun to me. I love these PCs. There's actually a couple of like the red hair Chans that are pretty rare that I don't have. But I don't know. I feel like at this point I'm pretty fine. I haven't looked at like a rare Chan template in a really long time. So besides like the immediate broadcast cards, I don't really know much of like the more high-end or rare stuff that I'm missing these days. And I kind of feel like I want to keep it that way. Like I want to keep having my special Chan collection, but I think that's just going to be in the form of like POBs, the occasional broadcast, or like photo cards I really love. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. These are pre-order benefits. This was from In Life. I want to get one more card, though I'm sure it's so expensive now, but I do want to get one more card to fill out this page. I don't know why I like collected these like this, but I really like them. I like how cohesive they are. So I do want one more member here to kind of fill out this 4-pocket page we have here. These are with drama. So before With Mew was With Mew, they were known as With Drama. And during In Life, they had these really pretty holographic cards. There's like dust in here. But these were all the rage back then. So I have these. One of my favorite prints. I don't remember what this is from, but this was a print from In Life. I love it so much. These were lucky draws. These were like our very first like hard credit card like PVC lucky draws, which is crazy to think about. Like lucky draws are hardly, if at all, made out of this material anymore. Like it's all just normal photo card paper. But yeah, we used to have these like PVC lucky draw cards. These were like the first ones we'd ever had during No Easy. So I have all of Chan's here. Also, shout out to Kingdom Wolf Chan. If you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I've had the Kingdom Wolf Chan photo as my profile picture, like basically the entirety that I've had my account. This is one of my all-time favorite Chan looks, and I love that photo. And I'm so glad we have it in lucky draw form. Like, wow. I haven't looked in this binder for so long, to be honest, and I just feel like so many things are flooding back to me and I'm getting excited, which is so fun, it makes me feel glad that I am happy about my collection still, and I'm still like have positive thoughts about this collection, because it is expensive. This is a huge chunk of money in this small little binder that I have in front of me. I think now the rest of this is like fan sign or pre-order cards. I think we're gonna pass the more rare things. I do have a couple more like signed and like broadcast stuff in here, but this first half is really like the most like important like rare stuff in my Chan collection. And yeah, like I said, the rest of this is other individual Chan fan sign, pre-order, merch, other cards. So we'll just kind of flip through these. Super proud of these, to be honest. I do have a red lights line. Are people still hyped around this card? Like, do you remember when this card came out and it was just nearly impossible to get your hands on? Like, is this still as hot of a commodity as it used to be. I feel like I haven't really been paying attention, so like I don't know, but like what I went through to get this card, crazy. Definitely not the most expensive card I've ever bought by a long shot, but was pricey. But I am super happy to have it. I also have Minsung here down from this same sub K release exclusive. But yeah, this truly, like this right here is like the main is the main story here. But yeah, do have Red Lights line. There is supposed to be a photo card here. It's another sub K card. It is disappeared somewhere in my house. I'll have to find it to put it in here, but it is in the same like Chanel outfit. There is also supposed to be cards in here. I don't know what those are. They're around here somewhere. This Lone Season's Greetings Polaroid from 2021. This is like the pre-order benefit. I have others, I think, but I don't know why this one is lonely in here. Now we get into Ordinary. So some Ordinary pre-order cards and fan sign stuff. These are some of my favorite cards. I love the freeze looks and just like the color combination here. Love this page. More lucky draws. These ones still are the hard PVC credit card ones for the Venom music video. So we have that for these. And then also for Lonely Street. These are also lucky draws. I have others from this in my larger collection, but Chan is in here on his own. These are Maha Grid. I have a second one that's of Maha Grid also somewhere else. Was there a fourth Maha Grid? If there is, I should get it. So this like rounds out this page nicely. But yeah, collaboration between Maha Grid and Stray Kids. Here are our one and only signed PCs that we ever got from Skiz, and we've been begging for them to go back to signed PCs ever since. When they started first doing signed stuff, it was during Ordinary, and they did signed postcards. And then for Maxident, they came out and did these signed photo cards. And then every era since, they've just gone back to doing signed postcards. And I've stopped buying the signed postcards because for me, at one point, if you've got one signed postcard, you've got 5. Like, they're just the same thing to me. I would rather have a signed photo card. I do have these 2 Chan signed photo cards in addition to the silver one. So the lore behind this is Chan only signed a couple of these in black, and then the rest were in silver. So the black ones, as far as I can remember, someone correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm misremembering, it was either the silver ones were way harder to find, or the black ones. Maybe it was the silver ones, because I do have 2 of the black ones here. But either way, the lore was at one point Chan switched markers, and so one of these was harder to find. How I have 3 of these, I don't know. It just so happened, but because I have 3 of these, that means my collection of these signed photo cards are incomplete. As you can see, I would love to eventually get those so that my signed collection for Maxident is complete. It's not a big priority, but it is on my list of one day having those signed photo cards. But yeah, but the reason that this is incomplete is because I kept these because I ended up pulling these. And I couldn't get rid of them, even though I already had this one, I'm pretty sure. So, yes, I am greedy when it comes to these ones. Anyway, moving on. These are my other broadcast cards that I have in here. I think I have at least like 2 more Chan broadcasts that are just floating around that will need to be put into this binder. But yeah, these are broadcasts from Maxident. I honestly haven't bought a Chan broadcast card in a long time because they just started to get crazy. I mean, broadcasts for bigger groups in general are crazy, but they just started to get a little bit too much for me to continually buy them. But I would like to maybe start getting at least one per era, like I kind of have been trying to do for Jung. I feel like that would fulfill my desire, but yeah, these were both from Maxon. I don't know if any more. Oh, there was the Hanbok one. I will never get that. I think that was also during this. So rare, so limited. Goes into like quadruple digits. I would love to have that. Would not ever pay for it though. Don't know how I would acquire that, but I would love to have that. More Maxon stuff. I'm kind of flipping through now that we're getting here to the end. This was Stay in Jeju, so photo book cards. This was D-Icon stuff. More D-Icon stuff. This was the Victory. What was Victory? Was it just like merch stuff? And then, yeah, this was my back page. When I first made this binder, this was supposed to be the back cover. Like, this was the front cover, but I was stupid and I hole punched it the wrong way, and I literally never fixed it. So it's been like this for like 5 years. I've never fixed it. But when we make the new binder, we will fix it. I'm kind of debating whether or not to make a new cover or to just reprint this in a larger size because it just feels so nostalgic. But yeah, but so far that is my Chan special collection. Like I said, trust me, I have way more than this that does not fit in here because essentially I stopped come Maxident and we have how many eras past them. So this is gonna need a big upgrade come this year because I'm trying to get my life in order, but I will be a little bit sad, I think, to get rid of this binder. I mean, like, get rid of. I'm still keeping the contents, but I will be sad to, like, kind of move everything out of this into a different binder because I've had this for so long. But it's time. If I'm going to take care of my collection like I want to, it's a necessary step. But yeah, that was so good. I feel like I got really, like, emotional and, like, in my feels and a little bit more talkative as we look through this binder. But, like, Chan just means so much to me, and I feel like once I kind of start talking about him and I start looking at the things that I have of him, I like just get overwhelmed by my love for him and my admiration and like my pride for him. So it's to be expected, but yeah, this binder means so much to me. Like if someone said that I had to give up my entire collection except for one binder, this would be the binder I keep. He's just like 1 in a million, you know? Anyway, okay, let's get on to the other A5 binders, which are not as exciting, but we have to get through them before we can get to the rest of the bigger binders. So these are my other A5 binders that I have. These are from Kpop Stationery. Very cutesy little bells. Let's go through let's go through this one first really quick because it's not as exciting. But last year I did work with Kpop Stationery for these binders, which I was thankful for. Thank you so much. But they had come out with these ID sleeves, and so we had worked together and I put together this little ID binder. So these are all the IDs that I have in my collection. I'm sure the glare on these goes hard because these pages honestly are just so shiny, but yeah, these are all the IDs that I have in my collection. Honestly, IDs along with horizontal photocards are like some of my least favorite things in the photocard world. So yeah, I never really know what to do with them. It was great that this was like a solution that we did. I don't know if I will always have these in here, but I don't mind having them in here for now, especially because how much I care so little about ID cards, but I at least want to keep them protected, you know, if they're with me. And then I have a bunch of extra pages in here, but yeah, I think I do have a couple more IDs that I could put in here, but you know, they're safe and sound for now. So, you know, not the most exciting thing, but I figured I would show it since it is part of my collection. But here's the other A5 binder that I have, and this is my my miscellaneous skiz binder. So I have like a couple of pre-order cards, fan sign cards, merch cards, whatever, from some of the members that didn't fit into any of my larger collections and they weren't Chan. And I used to have them in a collect book. They were actually in this collect book that's from the 2nd Gen Stay fan club, whatever. And I kind of outgrew it. I had way more, obviously, than I do for ZB1. And so this was a great solution, was just to put them in here. So yeah, we'll flip through this just to kind of show you what's in here. But yeah, I would just consider this my miscellaneous Skiz photo cards. So like these are all lucky draws. These are pre-order benefits from Christmas Evil. Teddy Sungmin from Sub K from Christmas Evil was also a very, very hot card back in the day. I don't know if it's still as sought out after, but yes, these are from With Mew / With Drama. This is another Sub K card from Ordinary. These were, I think these are fan sign cards. These are Target or like Barnes & Noble cards. These are the Icon cards. Or sorry, these are Defesta. They were Defesta the Icon cards. I don't know, it's just like an event kind of thing. So I have a couple of these. These were these, oh, I don't even remember. Like Walmart or like Barnes & Noble units for 8. More Season's Greetings Polaroids. I have Sungmin and Changbin. These are merch Polaroids. I have more of these in bigger collections, but these were just like extras that didn't fit into my OT8 set. So these are from the Chocolate Factory fan meeting. These are more Victory cards. Maniac from like the Maniac tour. Maniac and Victory like trading cards. These were unit cards from, these two are from Japanese releases, and then this is just a group like the Festa card, more Japanese. These are like the dome cards, I don't know. More just like random miscellaneous stuff. Oh, here's another Chan. I don't see, like, this is stuff I need to pull out and put in Chan's thing, but I just don't have room, so I think I just put it in here for now. But this is a Stay in London photo card, fan sign card. I think this is yeah, this was a Pacific card. I have a whole Pacific collection. I think that's just an extra card. This, like the Superstar in LA card, I have not really any desire for these, but I did grab this from LA when they were doing it at KCON, and I had Lino. I tried to trade for bangchan, but it was near impossible, so I just kept my Lino card from that. And yeah, so that is all that's in this binder. I could definitely put stuff in here. I might actually, you know, when we start putting stuff away, but those are all of my A5 binders for Skiz. And I figure we'll move on to the last, like, specialty binder that I have, and then we'll get into all of my, like, white, Avery, like, normal binders that I have for the rest of my collection. This binder is also from Kpop Stationery. This is another instance where we did a video together. This binder is kind of random. I would love to repurpose this or like put other stuff in here. I just know that I either need to get more pocket pages from Kpop Stationery or just figure out what other pages I already own that I can put in here. But what's in here is basically the trading cards that come from Japan. So the Japan side of Skiz does a lot of these like Polaroid trading card things, and they've been doing it for a really, really, really long time, and so there's a whole bunch of them that exist out there. I have like 3 packs that I actually need to put in this binder, but I ran out of pages, so I need to get pages for them. But I don't have all of these, but I do have quite a number of them. I've purchased them, and then also my good friend Catherine has also gifted me like probably 70% of these. Wow, these are... what order are these in? These are not in order. I was gonna say, because this was... I knew that this was one of the first ones I ever had, because this was District Online. I don't know why 5-star and Scars is before that. I don't know. Well, I'll figure it out later. I'll just quickly flip through these so we can see them and just kind of move on. But yeah, I need to figure out what I want to do with this binder. Like, I might as well use it because I have it. This definitely isn't the best use for it, and like I said, I need to get more pages or just put more pages that I already own in here. But this is like a nice binder. I should use it for something. Maybe just like exclusively my Japan stuff, because I do have a Japan binder, and we will talk about that next, about, oh, I don't know, my Japan collection, which is very sad and like basically non-existent, but I could just fully repurpose this into like a Japan binder. And then there is one, I remember there's one page back here that is just this, that were like special photo cards that you got on the day of the concert during whatever dome tour they were doing for this. But yeah, but these are bunnies. I put them in like cutesy bunny sleeves, but yeah, so that's literally all that is in this binder. We need to figure out a better usage for this, but that's what we're going to figure out this year, is how to better utilize this space. I feel like this is the last binder that's like kind of like to look at, and then we will get into the big bulk of my collection, which is going to be non-album stuff, and then the big boy, which is my album collection, my OTA album collection. So this is my Japanese collection binder, if you can even call that. You want to talk about mess? This binder is a hot mess. The thing is I feel like I can never decide what I want to do about Japan stuff. So when they first started doing Japanese releases, they had these for photo cards. And if you're a Skiz collector, you know, but these are just the most inconvenient, weirdest card size that you could have. And personally, like, I hate this layout for cards. I just don't like having them be in an orientation that isn't directly looking at me. And so I was never really serious about collecting Japanese stuff because I just hated the size so much. But then eventually they did get smart and they started releasing more photo card size stuff, and now with every Japanese release there is normal photo card stuff. It makes more sense. But I always feel like Japan releases come during a time where I just am not ready for them, and so I honestly also haven't bought anything for Japanese releases in a really, really long time. And I always have this back and forth. I can never decide if I want to have a Japanese card collection, if I just want to maybe do Chan, if I want to try to do OTA, if maybe I just want to do like one OTA card set for per album release. I don't know. But I want to figure it out this year, and I want to either commit and start to back collect what I've missed, or just decide I'm done with Japanese stuff, and what I have and what I really like is what I will keep, and if there's something that comes up that I really want, I will get it, but otherwise I'll be done. So I need to decide this year what I want to do for it, and just kind of assess and also just kind of get it out of this binder, I think. But we'll look through what's in here and you can kind of see what's in here. So this is some random Maniac in Japan postcards that I have of Chan. These are my pulls from All In, from the All In album. So I have Chan and Jisung, I have Jisung and Felix. Like, just, I want to get rid of these though. Like, I think I would like keep Chan here, but I have no attachment to these at all. So I don't know. I think it's time that maybe I let go of them. As much as I love them, I just hate the size like so much, and I feel like that's really stinted me from just going back and collecting them. But yeah, I don't know. We'll do a proper flip through of these. Also, these pages are just icky. I hate them. Like, they're so crinkly and wrinkly for like no reason. I don't know. This is just a random page. Okay, these, I have a couple of these. These are similar to what we just looked at. These are Dome Tour cards. So these are like, cards that you can buy on the day of Japan concerts. Usually Japan concerts coincide with a Japanese release, and so it's usually like kind of lucky draw situation for these. So these are back from the 2023 Dome Tour. So I have a couple sets of these. They still do these. I just honestly haven't bought them in like a really long time, since like 2023 it seems. These are from Social Path Super Bowl. I can't remember if these are album cards or if they were also like lucky draws, but I do have this full set. This was a like collaboration type thing, an event, and I have like a full set of these because I remember I found these on Mercari and they were like very cheap, so I bought them. And then probably the most historic Japanese stuff I have in here is the Stray Kids Cafe. So back, what even was that, 2020, 2021, Skiz did like a pop-up cafe. Like one of the very first things that they did was the Stray Kids Cafe, and they had this merchandise. And it was the first time I did like proxying, and like I bought from Mercari Japan, and I bought stuff from all of that. But yeah, I got the Stray Kids Cafe things. This was also during Hyunjin's hiatus, so he wasn't involved in this. We don't have anything from him here, so that's kind of a bummer. But because these postcards are so amazing, like look at little Felix here. Can you even believe? But I do love these. I don't think I would get rid of these. But I just want to figure out a better way to do stuff with it. And then this was Chan's like extra stuff from the cafe. So like this is straight up like a coaster. These are like little just like hard PVC like cards. This was like a sticker. So very random. Like I said, this binder is very random and it just makes no sense, and I just need to figure out a better system for it, what I want to do with it. This is Japan Season's Greetings. This is the first Japan Season's Greetings they did. It was the S318. It was like a little prince theme, and I love it so much. This has been like my favorite Japan Season's Greetings concept that they've ever done. But these were the cards and like the inclusions that they came with. This was like a pre-order benefit. I have Felix's poster. But yeah, that's this binder. Just honestly a hot mess. We gotta figure out what to do with it this year because I'm tired of kind of having it in this state in my collection. So we have to figure out better things for that. All right. Let's get on now to, I feel like, the main bulk of my collection. So we'll start with non-album stuff. And this needs a lot of work. I need to put a bunch of stuff in here that's missing. And this is probably going to expand a lot into a couple more binders this year. But this is where we're at right now. So in here is like season's greetings, fan meeting stuff, collaborations, and I think that's it for right now, and a couple of like merch cards and stuff. So here's some season's greetings, the first season's greetings ever, the 2021 season's greetings. So I have the inclusions from that in here. This is literally like all of the postcard sets that we had from Season's Greetings. I'll just kind of quickly flip through these. The hard thing about non-album stuff is I feel like I'm like, do I just put the photo cards in here? Do I put inclusions in here? As you can see, I kind of started putting inclusions in here. but I feel like maybe I want to just start putting photo cards from like season's greetings and merch stuff, but I don't know. I have to assess what I have in my collection and I'll figure out the best layout for the binders. But here are the photo cards from season's greetings. So that was 2021, and then we move on to 2022 season's greetings. But as you can see, like I didn't even put the inclusions in here from roommates. I don't know why. I have them here somewhere. So yeah, so these are just the cards from the roommate series. This was also from the same season's greetings. It was just a completely different concept. So we had roommates and then we had garden in room, which was a weird a weird switch over, but I don't know. And then the next year for 2023 we had Skiz Mini World, which was like their little supermarket thing, and I loved this concept so much. I thought it was so fun. So yeah, here are the cards from this, and then I ended up putting the like member photo calendars in here. So here's all these. And then also I guess like the punch standees. Okay, so obviously I'm missing 2024, 2025, and 2026 season's greetings. So those will all need to be put in here, but that'll be a good opportunity for me to figure out if maybe I just want to put the photo cards in my collection, if I want to pull out the inclusions or not. I don't know. That'll be a good thing for me to figure out. But we move on to now fan club stuff. So we had 2 photo card sets for this, and this is actually my Stay membership card from that. And then we had 3rd generation fan club. There's those, and I actually put the inclusions from that in here. I have been a member since this, so I also have my 4th, 5th, and then we just signed up for the 6th, right? The 6th generation fan club. So I need to put all of those also into my binders. This is what I'm talking about, that my binders are just so messy and like unorganized, and I just have so much that I have not like archived in a sense. But it's good for me to like see it and process it and be have to come with terms, because I need to take better care of my collection if I'm gonna have a collection. But yeah, so we have lots of work to do for season's greetings and fan club stuff. Now I move into fan meetings. So I have greatly slowed down on the amount of things that I buy for fan meetings now. As you can see from, we'll flip through the first 2 fan meetings, I spent a lot of money. I had free resources to do whatever, and it was new and exciting. And then I kind of lost the interest in spending that much money when it came time for fan meeting time. Not to say I haven't been tempted. I've been so tempted every single time to kind of dive back into all the fan meeting stuff, and maybe like I will for this upcoming fan meeting. But I don't know. I kind of did step away from a lot of merch buying and focused more on like album collecting and pre-order benefits and that, because that gave me a lot more joy over the last few years than like merch stuff. But I am happy to have this stuff in my collection, because I do feel like it's like part of my journey from being a stay. But yeah, so this was the very first fan meeting. It was the SkizX fan meeting, the one that they did fully through Beyond Live, like fully remote virtual because we were in lockdown. But yeah, so it was the detective theme. So these were like little gold tickets from that. And then they had postcard booklets. So these were the units and postcards from that. Yeah, I can't even believe that. Stray Kids' first fan meeting. And it was the SkizX/#LoveStay. Wow, the memories. So there's those. And then these were the like pre-order cards, I believe. They had them for the members, and then they also had Skizoo versions. So I had so many of these that I just put all of them, like all the members, on their own pages. So we have Chan's. I have all of Chan's, I believe, of course. And then I did like an 8 pocket for the rest of them. So I had like 4 and 4 of each. I think there's actually a couple members I'm missing. Yeah, like I'm missing some of the skazoo for Hyunjin and Felix and Sungmin and Ian. But yeah, but we'll just kind of flip through these. This is like a blast from the past, honestly. It's crazy to look at these. It would be nice to have these spots filled out, and maybe I will eventually. It's not like a pressing thing where I like need to go out and buy these, but it would be nice to have this filled up so it's, you know, a complete set. It's Felix's and Sungmin. And Ian's. And then we move on to next year's fan meeting, the second fan meeting, which was the Chocolate Factory. So they did more of these like pre-order benefit Polaroids. So I had, yeah, I set these up into member pages because I had enough for 4 pages total. So there's this set, and then this one. And then they had a second version as well. One was like, I remember specifically like half of these were for specifically like Stray Kids stuff. And then the other half was like they split it up with the skazoo pre-orders. It was a very odd thing that they did. But I did have all of them. So yeah, that's the last of the fan meeting merch I have in here. I have some stuff from Magic School and I think one more. But yeah, I really have not gone as hard as I did the very first 2 years we had fan meetings. And then we have collaborations. So this is greatly going to grow because I have all of the Pacific collaboration cards and only like a handful of them are in this binder. So I know that this will grow because I have them all sleeved and stuff next to me. But yeah, but these are the collaborations that Skiz have done. So we have Cleo, which is like one of their very first ones. Hyunjin was on hiatus during this time, so his cards were never released, though his very first one, it was from this set, was leaked. So we do have like the photos that would have been his photo card like floating around, and at one point I was going to make like a fake photo card and put it here so it like filled the set, and I will probably eventually. It's just something I kind of forgot about until now. But Cleo is like a makeup brand in Korea, so yeah, but they're ambassadors for Cleo, and they had a couple of rounds with them. So here's another round. This Hyunjin definitely was not a part of the rest of this going forward. So I should probably rearrange this to be more of like a 7 pattern, but it kind of breaks my heart, so I just kind of have it like this right now. But yeah, we have Cleo. And then I am missing this Felix Cleo. It was a glasses PC and it was just so hard and so expensive to find. I would be interested in getting it now. It's just a matter of how much is it now, because this Cleo collaboration is very, very old at this point. They did though have postcards before they nixed Hyunjin, so I do have the original like Cleo postcards for this. Okay, then we get into the bulk of Pacific, and honestly, when Pacific was happening, I was like, oh my god, free us from Pacific, because there was literally like 20-25 rounds of Pacific, like it was crazy. But then since Pacific ended, I've been like, oh, I kind of miss Pacific. Like they always had like cute photo cards and concepts and things for us, but yeah, with every collaboration though, with every like promotion that they came out with, they had a new round of Stray Kids photo cards. And like I said, I have quite a few of them here, but I have all of the rest of them back here ready to be sorted. So I will quickly run through these, but we will be right back in here in the next little bit, so I don't want to spend too much time on these. But yeah, here is my Pacific Stray Kids collection, which is gonna be basically the entire Stray Kids Pacific collection. I have this Lino, just like I have these missing cards as well. I have all of those to store away. Plus, like I said, all the sets that aren't already in here. And then these actually, so these are not part of Pacific. These were the Green Project. That was a JYP initiative. It was like to help promote a green project, and you got these cards in a box that went towards like fundraising for an environmental cause. Put them in here because, you know, I guess they're part of a collaboration. They're nothing special, to be honest, but I do have them, so they are in here in the non-album binder. So that's everything for non-album that is archived. I have a lot more, like I've said, that we need to put in here and that I need to figure out, but that's kind of the state of this right now. So now we will finally move on to the main bulk of my Stray Kids collection, which is my album collection. And this first binder is a little bit rough because it's all the early albums, but you can kind of see where I start to come into the fandom and be a collector because it goes from 0 to 100 real quick. So I actually realized I missed a non-album binder. So in editing, this is going to be totally seamless, but in the context of what I say, I'm going to say like, we move on to the album collection, but actually I'm interjecting because I just remembered I have this binder too. And I thought when I was flipping through the non-album stuff, I was like, I feel like I have more stuff than this. Like, why does this not feel like this is everything? That's because it wasn't. I just completely missed a binder. So this is my other non-album binder. This needs to be rearranged and it needs a little makeover. But this is mostly like tour related stuff, and then also photo book and then miscellaneous merchandise as well. But yeah, I was like, I swear this isn't my only like non-album binder, because I was like, where is all like the District 9 unlock stuff and like the Maniac cards? Anyway, this is where it is. It's in this binder. So like I said, this is all like tour stuff. So this is all like District 9 unlock things, and then also like the Unlock Go Live in Life concert. So these are like merch Polaroids, and then these are like the pre-order Polaroids. So I have like an OT8 set, and then I have the rest of Chan's, and then the more or extras of Sungmin. I kind of want to take these out though, and I will put this in Chan's special binder, and I will move these probably to like my miscellaneous binder, because honestly I don't care that much about getting Sungmin's like 4th Polaroid here. But anyway, and there's like the lenticulars. This was the like online photocard ticket you could get for Unlock and Live. So I have Chan's. It's like a little VR card. You could like scan it or something, and I think there's like a video that plays. And then here are like the trading cards, the pre-order Polaroids. So like we saw some of these previously in my miscellaneous binder. And then here is the Maniac in Seoul DVD and like Blu-ray inclusions and things. And then we get to merch. So this is the rest of like the Victory stuff. So this is like random trading cards, and then the Polaroids. I think this is when we very first got Skizoos. I think that's what Victory was, as I think it was like an introduction for the Skizoos. So yeah, this was like our first intro to them. And then this is photo book stuff. So I never got / like I came in too late to get Stay in London, but I do have Stay in Playground and Stay in Jeju. So that's what's in here. So this is all like the Stay in Playground postcards. And then these, I believe these were like the pre-order and like store benefit cards. So I have 2 of Chan, I have Jisung, Sungmin, and Lino. It's a very mixed batch here. Yeah, I have those. And then this is the Stay in Jeju cards. And then I think these were the pre-order cards for the merch and iconic Sungmin dog photocard that was also very hard to find at the time. So, okay, yeah. So that actually now is all of my non-album stuff that are currently in binders. All right, now on to the album collection. Here is the first of, I think I have 4 album photocard binders. Now, let me just make sure the glare is okay. Okay, so this binder has mixtape all the way up through In Life. And to be honest, the early albums are really sad. I have gone back and forth for basically the entirety that I've been a collector on whether or not I want to fully back collect. So I am an OT8 collector now and in the present. And I have everything pretty much sorted from Levanter upward. I am missing quite a few things from Go Live, but everything else I'm pretty much like caught up, on track. It's well within reason. Everything prior to Levanter, I've got cards for. Some eras are better than others, but I'm nowhere near having a complete OT8 collection. And I just kind of, over the years, have decided, or not decided, can't decide if I should fully commit and just fully back collect, if I should maybe just do 1 photo card set per era, so at least I have kind of a resemblance of a complete OT8 collection, if I should maybe just do Chan from mixtape up until Levanter. I don't know. It's something that always just like is put on the back burner because I feel like it's way easier to just worry about the upcoming comeback and focus on that rather than back collecting. And I feel like I have so much pride with my collection with like its currentness, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I enjoy collecting the current era or the era before way more than I do from mixtape. So I don't know. I don't want to let go of these cards or like this early collection. I just feel like I just don't know what to do with it, and like it's a lot of money to back collect, and it's money I would be willing to spend. It's just finding the time to do so in between releases, and just I'm so close with some of them that it's just like just get it done, or maybe I should just narrow it down to a couple of sets rather than doing all of the sets. So I don't know. We'll see. This is why I mentioned like this binder is kind of a mess, but towards the end you really see that I get super caught up and I'm on board with collecting. But I just have this, for the front page, I have this like District 9 poster that was from the District 9 Unlock DVD, I think. But, so yeah, so here's the status with all of these early albums. And I should really kind of like change out these pages because these pages are so old and they're kind of like warping at this point. I should do a refresh of these. But here's where I am with mixtape. Not the worst, could be better. I do have the mixtape pre-order postcards. So before there were pre-order benefits, these were what the pre-orders were. Usually like a postcard set. So I have a couple of these pre-order postcard sets for some of these eras. But I have, yeah, all the mixtape postcards. And then we have I Am Not. So here's where we are with that. I have a couple of the unit cards. I have some of the postcards. Not all of them. Which is why there's like this empty space here, because there is a whole nother set that I don't have. Should I go get it? Should I rearrange this so it looks better? Probably. I don't know. These are questions I need to figure out. I Am Who. See, like this page is just nothing. This one too. Yeah. I don't like these cards. I kind of just want to get rid of them. Like this one for sure. I've never liked the self-portrait cards. I should probably just get rid of them. But they're the little cards I do have from I Am Who. So I feel like I also like can't get rid of them. I don't know. Do have postcards from I Am Who. Look at our babies. They're literally so young in these. Both sets of the postcards. And then we have I Am You, which is probably arguably the most expensive, like, older era of Stray Kids cards. I don't know why, but these cards, if you've seen them, they go for like a pretty penny. Like, they are so expensive. So, like, I don't have any. I have hardly any of these cards. I do have units, though. Some units, and I do have these bigger cards, which are kind of a mess in these pockets. I do have the postcards. These are some of like my favorite pre-order postcards, like these ones of the outdoors. I love these ones, the I Am You postcards. Oh, they're just so pretty. I love them. And then there's the darker I Am You postcards. And then we get into Miro. At least these ones have some cards on each of the pages. Like, obviously need to come back and put fillers in some of these. Miro has so many photo cards though, like so many sets. Oh my gosh. And like, I should just take out this. I'm no way I'm ever gonna collect all of the limited Miro cards. Like, I'd be lucky to even get one limited Miro card. Yellowwood. Yellowwood is very sad. Very, very sad. Yellowwood also has a lot of cards. I'm not gonna get any of the Yellowwood pre-orders. I should just take this out. But we do get to my first pride and joy, which is Levanter. Levanter is fully done except for the lenticulars, which you will see, which I feel like I should just give up. I'm kind of content not having the lenticulars at this point. But Levanter was one of the very first eras that I completed. So I have great pride in my Levanter collection. And it's also when I did the custom fillers that I promised myself I would continue to do, and then it lasted about one era, and then I fell off doing it because it was just too much for me. But yeah, I'm happy to have Levanter done. It is kind of like the rebirth, right, of Skiz, our second official debut album. Some of these pages are so dusty. Sorry if you see me like pawing at it, but some of these pages are so dusty. I should really replace them. See, yeah, I only have 2 min for the lenticulars. I feel like I should just put these in my like miscellaneous binder and just call it good. Like, I don't feel too bad that I don't have all of the lenticulars at this point, and I don't think I'm gonna bother with the inclusions, so I should go take that out. I need to work on my Go Live collection. This was the era that I guess officially became a stay. I became a stay during God's Menu promotion. So technically In Live was like my very first comeback, but I did come in during Go Live, so I do need to finish this because if I finish this, then that means from Levanter up until current, I would be totally caught up and done. And that is really tempting. Like, that would be really fulfilling, I feel like, for me as a collector to at least have from Levanter onward done. So I should really make this era like a priority to finish. So let's flip through this. Yeah, this needs some work. It needs some dedication. I have this because I do have this photo card on my shelf, and I wrote myself a little note to know that I do have that one. Same, I don't think I would ever get the limited from this, which would be totally fine. I do have all the little Polaroids though, and I do have this Kpop set. I believe this is from one of the Chinese stores. This was a fan sign set. So I do have this, which is super fun. I don't know why it doesn't have a filler in the middle. But alright, now, now we get into the real collection, I feel like. The collection I'm known for. So, we have In Life, which is fully done. There's a card back here that I can see that's missing. A couple. They're on my shelf, but I have all of these cards. So, like this Hyunjin. This is the first Hyunjin I ever pulled. First photo card I ever owned. And I have him sit on my shelf because I love it so much, and it's just a reminder of like my very first album and photo card. And I pulled like 3 or 4 Hyunjins from the albums that I got, and that was like what started my Hyunjin like curse / blessing, which I feel like has worn off now at this point. But yeah, it's crazy to think that this was my very first photo card I ever pulled and ever have. So yeah, I just keep this on my photo card shelf as a little memory of that. I also have this Sungmin too on my shelf because I just like it a lot. Have all of the units. The infamous, and yes, I will say infamous, sub K cards. These were like the pre-order benefits and also fan sign cards. There are 2 sets here. You can kind of see I've kind of mixed the ones that I have together. I have the other Chan of this that's like part of this set. It's also back on my shelf. This is a set, well, these are 2 sets, and I've talked about it before, that I would love to own and to have, but these cards are just so expensive, and I'm missing so many of them from each of the sets. So I kind of have just combined the ones that I have together on one page, so it feels better, and I do like it. I do just wish I had all of them, or at least one of every member. I need to get a Felix and a Lino to kind of complete this, but also like I'm kind of good with this for what it is. But yeah, baby's first like pre-order cards too, whereas like these right here plus Chan, those were like my 4 pre-order cards that I got when I got my very first albums. And then I have a couple more pre-orders. So there was this, I think this was Apple Music or Soundwave, one of those. I have a full set of this. These are the limited like door cards. Have all those. These are like the member booklets. I thought about taking these out of these bags and like putting them in full pocket pages because you can see them better. Might do that at some point. The postcards. And then these were Yes 24, I believe, posters. So I have Chan and Sungmin's for these. Yay! Alright, first binder down. Let me grab the second one where we will start No Easy onward, which is a lot more exciting to look through because it is complete and there's a lot of things in there. A lot of pre-order benefits and fan sign cards and all the fun stuff of my collection, the craziness of my collection. No Easy is definitely the era where pre-order benefits and fan sign cards and just all of that really started to come onto the scene and like take off, and then ever since then it has just been the norm, and it's been a lot, and there's always too many for all the groups every single time. But yeah, I feel like this era was really the catalyst for Stray Kids POBs, and yeah, you'll see that more and more as we go through the collection. But here is my No Easy collection. This was also like the one other instance where I was able to do custom fillers, and then I kind of fell off on it. I would like to go back to it, but also there was a long point in my life where making the fillers stopped me from putting cards away, and then I just hoarded them. So we just kind of put fillers like normal white fillers for now. Anyway, so let's look through the No Easy collection. Oh my gosh. One of the most incredible eras being a stay, to be honest. I don't know how much people really like still talk about No Easy as like the golden era for albums and comebacks, but No Easy truly is like up there. Like No Easy was truly incredible. A truly incredible time as a stay. Oh, I haven't looked through some of these in so long, so it's so nice to like see them. Like the double-sided cards. Oh my gosh. And then also these two. These little like frame cards. And then these were like the pre-order gift, and they were little member booklets. And I remember a lot of people at the time took these and then made them into individual photo cards, but I didn't have the heart to cut them up, so I just put all of them into 4 pocket pages for each of the members, which I loved. I'm glad I did it this way. Oh my gosh, Felix here with his hair. I never really understood the two-toned hair, or like why the extensions were a completely different color, but it's fine. And then these were the member unit posters. This is where like also that my era of putting everything in my binder came about. Like I would put all of the inclusions into my binder. I feel like nowadays I'm like, I just want to put the photo cards in my binder, but I also love the inclusions. Like as a designer, I feel like I can appreciate the larger inclusions. It's just larger inclusions take up so much room in your binders, and you have to have all the different pocket pages, and sometimes they don't fit well with each other, and just, I don't know. It's one of those things as a collector, I feel like you're either like strictly photo cards or you're photo cards and inclusions, and there's like nowhere in between. But these were the sticker sheets, and then we had jewel cases for the very first time. So these were the jewel cases for No Easy that came out like weeks later after the album. And then this is my pre-order benefits from No Easy. So this was with drama / with Mew. Like I said, with drama used to be with Mew. But yeah, this was the first like holo card, and this was one of my dream sets for a really, really long time. And I remember I got it at one point for like a really good price, and I was like, if I don't buy it now, I'm never gonna have it. So very thankful to have this set. Then we have Apple Music for these. I remember specifically that these are Apple Music. These are sub K. These were for a fan sign. And then these are the Yes24 posters for these. I have everyone except Hyunjin. I have Hyunjin somewhere. I need to find him and put him in here, so like this is finally done and complete. But yeah, when Yes24 used to do these huge posters for pre-order benefits. Yay! And then we move into Christmas Evil, and I have a couple of cards missing from here. They're out. I know I specifically took Chan and Hyunjin out for Christmas, so I just need to put them back in wherever they are. But yeah, we have a couple. Sometimes I kind of forget until it comes around to be Christmas time that Stray Kids had a Christmas album, and I'm like, oh yeah, we had that like single Christmas album. What a time. And then this was my only pre-order set for Christmas Evil, but I love it. I believe it was Music Plant. I loved the holo. I loved this look on Chan, and any other like Christmas Evil pop set, unless you ordered it, like it was your pre-order, man, they go for so much money. Like they're so expensive because I don't think a lot of people ordered Christmas Evil. So there wasn't a lot in circulation. So I would love to have more Christmas Evil pre-order sets, but they're way too much money, and I only ordered from Music Plan, so I only had these sets. But honestly, I love them. I'm glad to have at least one of them. Okay, now we move into Ordinary. So we have all of these. This is like I said, this is when I stopped doing my custom inserts because it was like preventing me from just putting cards away. So finally got over that hurdle. Now it's just the colored sleeves in the middle. Like I said, eventually I would love to go back and make custom fillers, but it's just, in order for me to enjoy my collection, it just has to be easy for me right now. So this is easy, and if that's what keeps me putting cards away, great. I feel like that's why I'm so up to date with my Stray Kids collection now, is I've just kind of let go of that. I need to have like a custom binder. Anyway, these were very first ever Target cards. Oh my god. Can you believe now it's like Target is in every era, and now we have Walmart and Barnes & Noble in the mix now every single time. And then all these unit cards. Oh my gosh. The amount of unit cards I still have from these sets is insane, because you would get 4 in a pack, like with every album, and you know, you really only need like 2 or 3 packs to collect one set. And so if you ordered multiple albums, you just ended up with so many duplicates. So I have so many of these unit cards still that I just don't know what to do with. They just live forever in my house with me. More jewel cases. That's also become like a normal. It's moved from like jewel cases to digipacks to now, like, I don't know, whatever, the accordion versions. We've really seen like an evolution of the member exclusive like album versions. But these were what came in the jewel cases, was these cards, and then these circle cards, and then these are the pre-order benefits and fan sign stuff. So we have Hollow with drama. Or, no, sorry. We have Make Star, because then Make Star started coming into the mix and making Hollow. So we actually have Make Star, and then we have With Mew for this set. And then we also have Music Plant. Music Plant also did Hollow. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's like a fine glitter type of hollow. They really loved hollow. Now I feel like these days MakeStar is the only one that does hollow cards, and I always order from MakeStar for skiz, and it makes me so sad because honestly I love holographic cards, and I would love for more companies to like do them again, because really this was like our peak when we had multiple stores do holographic cards. But yep, there's this set. I think this might have been like Aladdin. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 stores that I always feel like I end up with their pre-order benefits, and it's like MakeStar, With Mew, Apple Music, Aladdin, and then something in there is the 5th. Those usually are my go-tos for cards. This is also when we started getting very similar concepts for things. Like I feel like we were doing pretty well, like different, and then we started getting a lot of the same looks for pre-orders. What were these? Here are the lucky draws that I talked about when we were looking through Chan's binder. These are all the other lucky draws for these. So I have a full set including Chan for this, but obviously, like I said, I put Chan in his binder. But yeah, I have a full set of this. This is from the Venom music video. But yeah, these are the hard lucky draws. And then for this set, I only have a few. Who am I missing? I'm missing Changbin and Ian for this. I don't know why I don't have them, but yeah. There's that binder. Done. Okay. This binder has Maxident through 8, And this is the binder you can tell I really start to get out of control with the POBs and fan sign cards, because I have so many OT8 fan sign and POBs and other things that are non-album in this binder from these like couple of eras. You'll see. So yeah, so here is the non-signed versions of the cards that we looked at before. I honestly should just put my signed cards in here as well. I think the fact though that like Maxident is first in this binder, I'm just worried about damage, but I'm sure I could find a way to put my signed cards in here that I would feel like okay about. But yeah, I should find a way to do that because I do want to see my signed versions of these cards, and I think they deserve to be seen in the binder. But yep. This is also when I started to organize the cards like by looks. So I'm pretty sure these are like was this Barnes & Noble? Either Barnes & Noble or Target card. But I started like organizing them by looks so it like all cohesively flowed through. Up until this point, I kind of like did it each by like album type, and then I was like, I kind of want everything to seamlessly kind of flow together. So then we started just saying, forget separating by album type and just organize your binder how you want it, how it makes you happy. So things might be a little out of order from like just album types, but I liked the story, like the sequence, right? It gave you. So like here are these cards, for example, like all of these are all together, even though these are all separate album types. Also, it is nice that all of these go this way, and then these two are together, and then all of these go this way. It's very nice seeing that in the binder. Man, Maxident. Maxident was like our most colorful, like fun era up until this point, with case 143. Memories. Alright, so here are all now the POBs for Maxident. Make Star, like I said, I always order from Make Star. I always get the holographic cards. So we have Make Star. I don't know who this is. Another holographic though. Unless they say here on the back, I really do not remember. I think this is Apple Music though. I always, for some reason, can remember Apple Music. I love these ones. I love how colorful these cards are. So fun. And then these, I remember when these first came out, they were so similar to like a Pacific set of cards. I was like, if you don't have these, then you could get the Pacific, or if you have the Pacific, you didn't need these. But I love them because they're like Valentine's Day themed. It was so fun. These were from My Music Taste, which I think is the last time that Skiz have worked with them. But yeah, throwback there. Here is this full page. I actually do have all cards for these. I actually have one sitting right here. We'll just throw in. I know the other one is in a photo card holder because this legitimately is my favorite Chan card ever, as you can see by the unhinged full page of it. There's something about this card from 5 Star that I just loved so much, so I had to collect a full page of it. I need to find the 9th card and put it in here so the whole page is complete. But yeah, if you ever have a question about who my bias is, please direct to the 9 pocket page of this card. But yeah, here's 5 Star. 5 Star had the best visuals. We will never ever go back to it. Like, we peaked with 5 Star. Truly. This baby girl Chan, please bring back him. Bring back the baby girl. I'm pretty sure, was this Barnes & Noble? I don't know. I flip-flop back and forth between Barnes & Noble and like Target. And it's like whatever US exclusive I like the best is the one I run with that era. I I wish I could be like Carolyn and just like do full US exclusive. I feel like that's where her and I kind of differ a little bit, is she does like the full US exclusive like lineup, like whatever that is. Whereas I like do one of the US exclusives and then just go ham with the Korean pre-order benefits. Like she also collects like full Lino and Chan for POBs, but I feel like it's another beast when you're trying to also collect like multiple OT8 pre-order benefit sets. Like you just, sometimes you have to be a special kind of crazy to be an OT8 POB and non-album collector. But yeah, love that card as well. Here's the rest of 5-star. Love these cards. There's two, like these, the design on these cards, like I said, we truly peaked with 5-star and like the design of everything. Okay, this is where we get into pre-order benefits. I know it's very similar to this. It's on purpose, like I said, for the flow of things, but yeah, this and Rockstar had a lot of pre-order benefits that I participated in. So here's also where we start getting a lot of like the same outfits for things, like this set and then this set, for example, and this set. All very similar. All the same image, basically. Also, this Hyunjin photocard. Oh my gosh. And this Felix one. So good. Oh my gosh. Then we had top line stuff. These, I don't remember where these are from. Oh, these were from Bandina. I think this is like an Indonesian store or something, but these were like the resurgence of like the PVC plastic cards. I don't know why this like random store like made these. Or maybe it's Vietnam. I'm really sorry, I'm being really ignorant right now and I don't know exactly. I'll definitely put it on the screen. But yeah, for whatever reason, this store came back and gave us like these hard PVC cards, and I had to have them because I love them. I love the concept, and I also like that they were they were the hard PVC cards. But yeah, we have even more. We're still in the 5-star pre-orders. Oh, this one is a funny one. So this is my Make Star set, like I said, that I always get. For some reason though, my Felix card came and it's not hollow. Like every other card here, and it's definitely not fake, right? Because I got it directly from Make Star. They shipped it directly to my house. But yeah, for some reason when I opened my Felix, or not open my Felix card, but like when I was going through, you know, the cards from my box and I saw that Felix wasn't hollow, I was like, what happened here? What what happened? So I've thought about going back and trying to find like a Felix hollow, but also I feel like it's kind of fun and special that my Felix isn't hollow for whatever reason. Like it just makes the set like kind of rare in that sense, because literally like what happened? Like why didn't he get coated in the hollow? I feel like I can never like sell this card or like get rid of it because someone would think it was fake, and then like if it, you know, went past whoever I sold it to, like people would think it was fake. So I always have to hold on to this Felix card. Even if I decided to get rid of it, this set, I would have to hold on to this Felix card just because it is defective and isn't hollow. This was also another really unique holo set that I had to have. It's like heart holographic. We've never had this before and we've never had it since. And actually with these, there was actually like another size of like heart holos. There's like a set that exists where the hearts are bigger in size. I happen to get the smaller ones, which I kind of like and I think I prefer. But yeah, this is also a very interesting set. I think this is from a Chinese store. I think it's maybe KM Station. Maybe like one of our first instances of KM Station. I don't totally remember. But yeah, super unique. Had to have this set. Yeah, still okay. I was gonna say we should be getting the end. I really went really crazy with the 5-star pre-order benefits. I love this giant ass beret on Lino. Every time I see it and I flip to this page, I'm like, why is that hat so big? So ridiculous. And then these were lucky draws. some of my favorite like boyfriend look lucky draws we've ever gotten. I have Chan's. I regularly have his that he's like in this hoodie with. But yeah, I have Chan's. He's frequently in a photocard holder, which is why he's not here and also not in the Chan binder. But yeah, I have a full set of these. These were lucky draws, I remember. So cute. I love them. Love them so much. Now we're into Rockstar era, and honestly, I love Rockstar era, especially like in these white outfits. I love this styling so much, and I also loved these like prop cards. So good. More US exclusives. I think this was Target. I should really stop guessing because I honestly cannot remember for the life of me. But yep. Here's the other Rockstar stuff. All of these like little ornament thingamajigs. These were really random inclusion. And then Polaroids. Speaking of also things that I have a million of, I have so many of these Polaroids. Just like I have so many of the Ordinary units, I have so many of these Polaroids because they were kind of the same thing. They came in a set of 4 and they came with like every single album. So I just have stockpiles of these Polaroids. Like, I will never ever get rid of them unless I just like throw them away, which throwing away photo cards feels like sacrilegious. Like, who is doing that? Anyway, I also really love this styling as well. Like, the purples and like all the netting and the crocheted stuff. It's so good. So good. All the units here. I collected 2 sets of the units. If you're like, well, that's a lot of units. I collected 2 sets, so it filled up this page really nice, and then I just like mirrored their position here. This is when we got the Nemo albums for like the very first time, which is basically like the Polka platform album. But yeah, this was the very first time we ever had it, which was a new experience, and we did get a full OT8 set for this, which was very nice. Here are the pre-order benefits and fansign stuff for Rockstar. I love this Lino card so much. Like, that is like one of the best Lino cards around. Also, my gosh, look at Changbin here. We need curly hair Changbin more often than we get him because it's always a look. It always looks so good on him. But yep, here are more. There was a lot of repeat outfits for Rockstar era, I remember. And so I tried really hard not to get duplicate sets as I flipped to basically a duplicate set here. But I really tried to like not get duplicate sets because it was starting to get really repetitive, and I was starting to be really over collecting POBs for that reason. So I do kind of slow down the next few eras because it just felt like all of the POB sets looked the same, or they were all in casual clothes. I'm so not a casual clothes photo card person for like a benefit card. Like, if it's an album card, sure, but like a pre-order benefit and it's like them in the practice room in like a hoodie, I'm like, I'm good. Like, I'm so solid to pass on that. Like, I want benefit cards to be like really exciting and like in their outfits from the music video or from the concept shoots, or they have a prop or something that makes it more exciting than like a selfie that they could just send on Bubble that you could print out. You know, that's my stance with like really casual clothed photo cards, is I'm not that interested in them, to be honest. But these, what were these? I think these were, I don't remember. These frames came with something. And then I put these cards in it. They're a little bit tall. I had thought about like cutting off this bottom part because why do I need this really? And then they would fit nicer, but I just haven't gotten to it because I feel like I don't have the guts to cut it. So they just kind of awkwardly stick up here at the top. But I do like these frames because otherwise these would just be like really boring Polaroids. So I do like the frames. And each of these frames has like the doodles and stuff for the members from this era. But more pre-order stuff. We have Mother Changbin here. Love this photocard. I forgot about this photocard until I just saw it just now. Oh my gosh. With the veil. It's so good. Another veil here, but in hollow. This has to be Make Star. I was like, this has got to be the Make Star set. And then we have the flower crown. I really like this set too. The Skazoo set with my Skazoo frames. Top, like one of the top 5 like sets that I own. I love this set so much. And then we have Nerd Skiz, which is so good. I have this Chan. So of this set, it came in this set, which was just like plain. It's from HMV. I knew it was from one of the Japanese stores. But this set came like this, where it was just like normal. And then there's also a set that has like hollow on it. So I have this Chan in the hollow glitter that will go into my Chan binder. But yeah, had to have Nerd Skiz. Love it so much. Okay, last era in this binder is 8, which another great styling for Skiz was 8. Also another great design era for us. So good. This Kitty Felix, people went feral. People went literally feral for Kitty Felix. My goodness. Here are the units. Okay, this is where I'm starting to miss a couple of cards. I definitely have cards from the stack next to me that should go in the holes that I have for the next couple of eras. So, yeah. I'm really close to finishing the more current eras. And that's gonna be my goal for like the first half of this year, is like catch up on all of the eras that have been most recent that I'm missing, because it really is just like I need to trade and put in the effort to like find the cards that I'm missing. So yeah, there are a couple of holes for these current eras just because, yeah, I just need to get around to trading and finding things. These were like the concept photos we got from the Nemos, which I hated that they had these like horizontal. I was like, why? This was the other Nemo set. And then pre-orders, as you can see, I really scaled down on the pre-orders. One, I think because there was a lot of repeats from 8, but also around this era, I was just like not in the state to be spending a lot on Kpop. So I would love to go back and like collect more sets from this era. It's just, when do you find the time to do that? Or when do you find the money to do that? But yeah, so I do have a couple though. I have my tried and true. I have Make Star, Apple Music, and then I think this is I think this is Soundwave. And then these were stickers that came with one of these sets. But yeah, at least I have Make Star. At least I have Apple Music and Make Star, but I love this Apple Music set so much. Like this Chan card, and this Sungmin card, and this Felix card. Oh my gosh, so good. So good. Okay, and then last album binder and last binder that we have. Oh my gosh, we've gone on a journey. This video feels so long. I feel like I've been talking for so long. This binder has Hop through Do It, except Do It doesn't have anything, and actually this whole binder is going to be transferred to a bigger binder, because I think when I was setting this binder up, this size was the only one I have on hand, but I tend to get the larger sizes now. I get these like big boy 4-inch heavy duty binders. So this collection will be moved into here, and then it'll have room for me to put the Do It collection, as well as probably like one more Korean release in here. Yeah, so you'll see a lot of holes from Hop, Do It, and Karma. Well, you won't see any Do It cards because there's not any Do It, but you will see a lot of holes from Hop and Karma, and I have a lot of these cards. Like I said, it's just we need to sit down after this and put them away. So this last collection here. Do I have this unit card? What unit even is this? Oh, it's just a repeat, right, of this. Oh yeah, I did the same thing that I did for whatever era we just looked at, where I where I collected double. So I just need to find, I bet I have another Hyunjin and Han unit to put here. I absolutely love these monochromatic cards from Hop. Like, oh, I think it's so good. And then we follow it up immediately with like these Target cards. Need another unit. Again, same thing. I collected double sets of the units. I just think that's a good like technique to like fill a page when you only have 4 units in an album. These were the Nemo platforms. And then we got the cute little like Christmas kazoo sticker sheets or whatever in the Nemos as well. And more of these like frame cards with a pob. These also are way too big, so they stick out at the top. It's fine. Pre-order benefits. I only have a couple here. Chan missing somewhere. I pulled him out, I think, to take him with me also for Christmas break. I need to put him back in here, but I loved Blanket Skiz. It was so, so cute. And then we have this pre-order set, and then also this one, of course, Make Star. This also, I like, between 8 and Hop, I like really scaled back on my pop collecting. I would, like I said this with Hop as well, or with 8 as well. I'd love to go back and get more for these eras, and I will eventually. Again, it's just finding the time to do so, right? I do feel like it is whiplash a little bit to see like the pre-orders I have in the binder that was before this and then this one, because it's just so much less in comparison. It's so funny. But I did ramp it up a little bit with Karma because I started getting back on the pop trend because I started doing props and stuff. So I only have half of my Karma pops in here. I have a couple more sets that I need to put in here. But I did get back on the pop train with Karma because they started to do props, and Skiz have historically never done prop photo cards, or they do it sparingly. So yeah, they really did a lot of prop cards for Karma, and I was eating it all up. So we got a lot of those cards for sure. Oh my gosh, this Chan card. I love when he takes really close-up photos. I think that's why I love that Rockstar photo card so much. I love when you just get like the Channy essence from him on a photo card. It's my favorite. I love it so much. So yeah, as you can see, still lots of holes from Karma. I need to actually do a lot of trading for Karma. So like I have some cards, but I know like the majority I still need to trade for Karma. These were Target. At least I have Target all sorted. So yeah, see, props, balloons, sticky hearts. I also have, I don't even know if I can find it right away. I have the flower. I have the flower photos as well. This was from Washington, D.C. I feel like as a Washington, D.C. survivor, I deserve to have cute floral Skiz pre-order benefits. But yeah, so lots more Karma pre-orders and stuff to put in here. But yeah, I loved all of the ones that we got, all the cutesy prop ones. This is HMV, and then Make Star. For whatever reason, this time around, Make Star was not hollow. Like, in the entirety that we've had Make Star as a pre-order store, they've always done hollow cards, but for whatever reason for Karma, they didn't do hollow. It was such like a disappointment. Thankfully, they did rectify themselves, like redeem themselves for Do It, and they did do holographic for Do It. But yeah, it was so odd when the Karma cards came in, and it was like where's the hollow? Where's the sparkle and rainbow? So I did sleeve these in a holographic sleeve, so at least it mimics what Make Star usually is. But yeah, it was so odd that Make Star for Karma was not holographic. Very, very bizarre. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what happened there. So odd. And then there we go. My TBD Do It collection. But with that, that was my entire photocard collection. Oh my gosh. Okay, I want to close this up so we can give some final thoughts, but I feel like I literally just got a great snapshot though of like what my collection is and like what it looks like and what I need to do, which is perfect, which is exactly what I needed to do for this. So that was my entire photocard collection. As we were running through everything, I kept a list next to me so I could tally up everything here at the end. And currently I have 14 photocard binders. Now, like I mentioned, I think a lot of these I might like condense down, like maybe some of like the non-album and like my A4 binders, I might condense those down into, you know, one binder for those things. But I will be adding binders throughout this year. I already know that I'm adding at least 3 new binders come the first half of this year because I've ordered them already, like I've mentioned from Meow Cafe. So we have a lot of binders already and it's definitely going to grow, and I kind of can't believe I have 14 binders like in my house that has all of my collections. Like, for some reason looking at it, it doesn't really seem that much, but then like when you tally it up, it kind of is. Like, what do you mean I have 14 photocard binders? Like, am I okay? But I am very, very, very thankful to be able to have like the opportunity to be a collector and have the means to do so. And I just can't believe also I've been doing it for so long and like how big my collection has grown. And I also just want to say that photocard collecting and like being a collector in general does not make you any better of a fan than someone like who doesn't, and like vice versa. Like, just because this is my collection doesn't mean I'm any better than anyone else, and if you don't collect photocards or you're not a collector, that doesn't mean like you're not a fan of the group. Collecting is just one of those things where it's just like a fun addition to being a part of the K-pop community if you want to be involved in it, but like by no way does it earn you a fan status like whatsoever. But yeah, I just love my collection so much, and I just feel grateful that I have the opportunity to even have one. So with that said, I think that's kind of it. I definitely am planning a big storing photocard video. I've mentioned it and shown it a couple of times. I have a whole bunch of cards next to me. I have binders coming in. I want to reorganize collections. So definitely going to be having a lot to do the next little bit on this channel and with my collections to get them all sorted. And I also just want to get back into making regular like videos. I feel like I've really been like MIA for the past year, and I will talk a little bit about that in like storing photocard videos and stuff, but I do really love making videos and I miss it when I'm gone for long periods of time. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to another year of collecting and K-pop and just being on this channel and just having a lot of fun. So with that said, I think that's everything I want to talk about and say for now. This video is probably at least 2 hours long. It's movie length, I'm sure. But I hope you enjoyed, and I want to just say thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye!